Hello there. Tonight's shave, I'm going to be using my Everready 500 PBT with a 18mm golden nib finest F2. This is one of my favorite sort of floppy brushes. I like nice, soft, floppy, pillowy kind of brushes like this, and I like really nice, stiff, wonderful brushes like that, and everything in between. But I normally only use this on, well, not only, but I normally use this on creams and soft soaps and stuff like that. Today we're going to be using it, I've got a sample of it, on what I would consider a fairly hard soap. You can still press your finger down into the soap, but it's a really firm, but still kind of a soft soap. This is Otta's soap, Peppermint. I believe it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's Peppermint and Hemp, but I'm not sure. But it's Peppermint soap. Otta's is good stuff. Lovely soap. And we're going to give this a whirl. I haven't shaved. I've got 2 or 3 days worth of growth. My beard is kind of light, but if you see, I have 2 or 3 days worth of growth, basically because you guys that have been watching my videos know, I had a back injury 2 weeks ago now, and my back is just now getting to where I can, walk normally, that kind of thing. So it's got a lot better. I really appreciate all of you guys' well wishes and prayers. They've made a difference, I believe, in my recovery, and I really appreciate it. But it was hard for me to stand in front of a sink and shave, so I let it go. That's one of the hardest things I've done in a long time is not to shave. I wanted to come in here and shave for the longest, but it's just, best thing for me to do is leave it alone, let it get better. So I'm gonna enjoy this. This soap was sent to me as a sample. This sample was sent to me by Daniel Idson. I really appreciate it. He really loves Otta's soaps. I don't think he's the only one. I love the stuff, and I think there's a lot of, it's a Canadian soap. There's a lot of guys that are finding this to be a wonderful soap. I would recommend you pick some of it up. The price is not very expensive, like $7, $5-7 Canadian, and well worth it. Well worth it. I played with this knot a bit. I steamed this knot out of this handle. Now you got to be careful with these handles, because if you use too much steam, if you use too much heat, these handles will deform. They'll develop air pockets, because there was almost like a plaster that was used to put the original knot in, and the handles got that in it. It just, if you're not careful, you'll destroy this handle. What I did was I brought the water just to a boil, and then I took it off the heat completely and put this brush in a steamer piece that went in the pot that I was using, and let it set off the heat and let the heat go down instead of rise or stay steady. and let it go down as it was stinging the knot, and I checked it every 10 minutes or so and it took about 15 or 20. Actually, I didn't get past a couple of times checking it before it popped right on out of the handle. But you really have to be careful when you do that, because if you use too much heat, you can damage this kind of handle or some of the old Ever-Ready handles, that kind of deal. But you can also steam the, what is it called? The plug, the epoxy plug that the knot is held together with. You can steam that apart, and then you've got 2 or 3 pieces of a brush knot, or where you end up with a shedder that just keeps shedding and shedding and shedding. So you got to be real careful when you do that. But I dropped this loft from 53 to 48. And this is the first time I've shaved with it. Seems to be doing all right. Elshaw and Son, Sheffield blade. One of my very favorite razors. Lovely. Finding this evening that I probably should have used the DE. You guys know I've had issues with my hands for the last month or so. I've been blessed to be able to shave solely with a straight, and it's just from sheer force of will to control my hands so that I can shave with them. I wouldn't recommend it if you've got trouble with shaking hands and stuff like that, trembling hands. You know, I don't recommend you do what I'm doing. And you never know, you might find I'll pay for that one day. Don't know, I'll take the risk. I love the straight shavers. I love shaving with a straight razor. But yeah, I don't recommend that you take the kind of risk that I'm taking right now with this. But I love the straight razor. I went and got a haircut a couple of days ago, and I asked the barber, I said, it was a lady barber. Yes, there are barbers that are ladies. They're not all beauticians. Anyway, good barber, by the way. Name's Lee. But I asked her, can you save me a tuft or two of my hair? I own straight razors, and I'd like to have some of it for testing while I'm here and you're cutting it off anyway. She said, oh, you shave with a straight razor? I said, yeah. She said, so do I. Of course, what she calls a straight razor, is a shavette, but she, she uses one that uses the Persona or the Kais or whatever they are. You know what I'm talking about? The long single blade made for it, not the ones with a DE, half a DE blade kind of deal. But anyway, she said, yeah, I give straight razor shaves for $20. Of course, anybody's going to shave my face is going to be me because I enjoy it and I like one of these. But I pointed her to the community and told her, hey, come and come join in the straight razor community. In the modern shaving community, we could use another barber in the groups. That's dead serious, So I hope that she does. But she asked me how I got involved in straight razor shaving, and I told her, I said, well, I told her why. I said, basically I stepped up to the mirror one morning to shave, looked at the Mach 3 that was in my hand, and became sick to my stomach. Over the price I was paying and her overall sorry quality. I was getting for it and remembered there was another way. The way that I started out with, which was the DE. And that, along the way I found a straight razor. My father-in-law's straight razor and my wife's jewelry box and straight razor place, badger and blade, and then the rest of the forms. And it mushroomed from there. So I hope that she will come and join the community. I'll ask her next time I'm in because I think that she is going to be the barber that I choose. I like the work that she does. And we have traditional shaving in common, and I'll choose a barber that shaves traditionally over one that doesn't any day of the week, as long as the quality of their cut is good. So hopefully she will show up and become part of the community. Because that's really cool. Lovely. Lovely shave. Alright. Got a couple of little nicks. Nice. Every time I try that here, I get a couple of nicks, but it's not any smoother than just a cross grain path. But I keep wanting to try it because the more I do it, the better I'll get it, and eventually it'll probably be a lot smoother there. Not that there's anything wrong. Where's my styptic? Wrong with it now, but I really think it's important for us to try to improve everything that we can. And I started that way and was doing that quite a lot and quite well. That pass there on the chin. And I got to a point where I was examining the actual shave and finding out that there wasn't any difference. So I stopped making that pass. And normally I'll come up on the bulb of my chin here, come across that way, and then up underneath my lip, and then just go down here because honestly there is no difference. But every now and then I want to try that again and just see. You know what I mean? Just see. So anyway, you ought to do that. You ought to experiment. You ought not get stuck with one way of shaving. You ought to experience with directions in your past. You ought to experiment with all kinds of different things. If you think pre-shave might be something that helps you, it doesn't do anything for me, but I tried it. You ought to try. And I'll probably try some pre-shave again later on because I've been doing it for a year and a half now, and maybe, just maybe, the results will be different. So I may be trying some of that sooner or later. But you ought to keep trying new things. It's how we learn, and it's how we improve. It's how you refine your technique. All the time you ought to be trying something new every now and then. So anyway, I'm going to go with Krampert's Finest Frostbite because I think that the sweetness in this peppermint shave soap and the sweetness of the frankincense in this Krampert's are going to go really well together. In my opinion. So, lovely stuff right there. Oh yeah, that's a beautiful match. That and the menthol in it makes the peppermint, matches the peppermint really well. So alright, that's the shave. God bless you guys, and I'll talk to you later.